Well, welcome back to the program. So Keir Starmer is not satisfied with being Prime Minister. He also wants to be Big Brother. The UK PM has unveiled plans to introduce a digital ID for every citizen as a way to crack down on illegal immigration, obviously.
And that is why today I am announcing this government will make a new free-of-charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work by the end of this Parliament.
Yeah, very strange. It sets a scary precedent, actually. Here is Reform UK leader Nigel Farage.
All that digital ID will be is a means of controlling the population, of telling us what we can and can't do, of fining the innocent. And didn't we see it all when we had the pandemic?
Joining us is one of our favourite guests, Spiked Online Editor Tom Slater. Tom, always great to talk to you. How will this digital ID work and what has been the reaction?
Well, it seems like it's going to be mandatory for everyone in the workforce. There's been certain reassurances which have been made that you'll never have to present your papers on a street corner, but I don't think people are finding that particularly reassuring. This is one of those interesting policies where if you polled people a couple of weeks ago, on balance, would they be in favour of it? It wasn't actually that controversial, but almost by dint of how little trust people have in Keir Starmer, the polls are now suggesting that people are deeply suspicious of it. There's nothing like the support that even existed a few weeks ago. I think people really smell a rat with this policy. They're presenting it as a way to crack down on illegal migration. It's already illegal for employers to employ people who do not have the right to work here. They do already have to do checks. I don't think those car washes and barber shops, which are obviously exploiting illegal labour, are going to change just because there's a new smartphone app involved. And you can tell that this isn't about illegal migration because the justifications for this policy, whenever the Labour Party have argued for it over the years, have always changed. It used to be about convenience, then it was about access to the health service. Now we're talking about illegal migration. I think people have started to notice this isn't about controlling the borders, it's about controlling us. And I think Keir Starmer, in a sense, is the worst poster boy to push this through, given how disliked he is in the country.
Yeah, well, it's little wonder then that Keir Starmer is now the least popular Prime Minister on record, Tom, and that's according to new polling. Tell us about it.
Now, this is remarkable. So he's got an approval rating, a net approval rating of -66, which, as you say, makes him the least popular Prime Minister since the pollsters have bothered to check. This goes all the way back to the 1970s, would include people like Margaret Thatcher, very controversial, divisive figure in the country. He beats out Rishi Sunak, he beats out John Major. And I think through those three, you really see what it is that really turns the British public against a particular Prime Minister. All of those three gentlemen were not necessarily seen as ideologues, not necessarily seen as someone with a vision, with a view of the world, agree with it or disagree with it. All three of them are kind of that combination of being both completely empty vessels, but also kind of useless. You know, people who claim to be technocrats and good governors of the country, but at the same time, all of these crises seem to be enveloping them. So Keir Starmer is a uniquely unpopular figure, and yet at the same time, he's so kind of boring and milquetoast. It's a hell of a combination he's managed to pull off.
The only thing worse than being unpopular is being uniquely unpopular, Tom.